Eleanor had always believed that family was built on love, trust, and respect. At 67, she lived alone in a small apartment after losing her husband, Edward, 5 years earlier. She enjoyed a quiet life, working part-time at a neighborhood bookstore, driving an old car, and keeping her expenses simple. Most people believed she was an ordinary widow with little money, and Eleanor never tried to change that impression. Her only son, Michael, often visited with his fiancée, Brittany. At first, Eleanor welcomed Brittany warmly, hoping she would become part of the family. But it did not take long for her to notice Brittany's interest in only one thing: money. Instead of asking about Eleanor's health or happiness, Brittany constantly questioned her finances and suggested that she move into a retirement home. She claimed it would be safer, but Eleanor soon realized the young couple wanted her apartment for themselves. Rather than arguing, Eleanor quietly watched their behavior. She discovered that Michael and Brittany were drowning in debt while planning an expensive wedding they could not afford. Unknown to them, Eleanor had secretly helped them for years by paying part of their rent, covering some of their bills, and even guaranteeing payment for their wedding venue. She had hoped they would eventually become responsible adults. As the wedding day approached, the pressure grew stronger. Michael and Brittany demanded the keys to Eleanor's apartment, insisting she move out immediately after the ceremony. Eleanor calmly refused. During the wedding reception, Brittany lost her temper. In front of hundreds of guests, she slapped Eleanor across the face and accused her of being selfish. Michael stood silently beside his new wife without defending his own mother. Heartbroken but determined, Eleanor quietly left the ballroom and called Gregory, her longtime financial advisor. Minutes later, they returned carrying important documents. In front of everyone, Gregory announced that Eleanor had been secretly supporting Michael and Brittany financially for years. He also revealed that she was withdrawing every form of financial support, including the guarantee for their luxurious wedding reception. The room fell silent. Michael was stunned to learn that his mother had paid many of his expenses while living such a modest life. Brittany was furious, unable to believe Eleanor was actually a wealthy businesswoman who owned valuable properties and millions in investments. Without raising her voice, Eleanor explained that she had always chosen a simple lifestyle because she believed character mattered more than wealth. She had hoped her son would learn the value of honesty and hard work, but instead he had allowed greed to control his decisions. She wished them well, but made it clear that they would have to solve their own problems from that moment forward. Then she calmly walked away. Life became difficult for Michael and Brittany. Their debts caught up with them, and they were forced to face the consequences of their choices. Eventually, Brittany abandoned the marriage when the money disappeared. Several months later, Michael came to his mother's home alone. He sincerely apologized for everything that had happened and admitted he had made terrible mistakes. Eleanor saw real regret in her son and decided to give him one final chance. She offered him a job managing one of her business properties along with a modest apartment to help him rebuild his life. This time, however, Michael had to earn everything through hard work instead of depending on his mother's generosity. Inspired by her painful experience, Eleanor created a foundation that helped elderly people protect themselves from financial manipulation and family abuse. The organization provided legal advice, emotional support, and practical assistance to seniors facing similar situations. Over time, Michael proved himself worthy of his mother's trust. He worked honestly, rebuilt their relationship, and learned that respect was worth far more than money. Eventually, he married a kind woman who valued family, and together they started a new chapter built on honesty rather than greed. Looking back, Eleanor realized that the slap she received at the wedding had changed her life forever. It forced her to stop hiding behind silence and begin standing up for herself. She learned that true strength comes from setting healthy boundaries and refusing to accept disrespect, even from the people you love most. Her greatest legacy was not the fortune she had built with her late husband, but the courage to protect her dignity and help others do the same.